Hi, and welcome to the Golf Fitness Academy. I'm Dave Phillips.
And I'm Dr. Greg Rose. On today's show, we got a special treat for you. Dave, it's that show everybody always asks us about. It's what should I do in the morning before I go play golf, or just for life?
That's right, we get that a lot.
So what we'd like to do today is walk you through a 20-minute warm-up. I think that's probably the right amount of time, gives you enough time so you can get to work and don't have to set your clock an hour earlier. And Dave, let's just get to it. Ready?
Let's do it. So you can do this even if you're not playing golf. Just your
Beautiful thing about this, at home, get off the couch, come down here and do this with us. You don't need any equipment, just your floor and your body. Now, it's important when you first wake up in the morning, you don't want to do any exercises cold. You want to give yourself about 30 minutes. So when you wake up, go, get maybe a little bit of snack or something, walk around, but it's not immediately, maybe 30 minutes. Okay, hands over your head. First thing we're going to do is we're going to warm up what's called the flexion pattern. That's bending forward. Then we'll get extension pattern.
Okay.
The way we do this, first thing is right leg goes up in the air. And you just kind of hold this. It's kind of activating your flexion system. Your core is kind of engaged there.
Glute engaged a little bit.
Glutes, abdominals, and down, left leg. We'll do each one of these just for a couple seconds.
Got it.
And then down. Now we're going to do left arm, right leg.
Left arm, right leg.
Yep, just starting to warm up that flexion pattern. Good. Other side. And you hold there for at least maybe a 3 count, 4 count.
Okay.
Good. Now we're going to go arm to foot. So now we're going to go ahead and you're going to try and take your left hand and touch your right foot.
Okay.
Good, all the way up. Trying to keep the
bend
legs
up or just...
You can do it. You can curl up a little bit if you want.
Okay.
Just trying to keep the legs straight and arms straight. And let's alternate. Perfect. Yeah, if you want, you can curl up there. Good. And back and forth a couple times. Good. So now we're really starting to get that flexion pattern. Your hips are working, shoulders are working, spine's starting to engage. Now, speaking of the spine, we got to work the curl up. What I want you to do, Dave, is take your hands behind your back. Hands can stay on the ground. Really important in this exercise, your hands can help you if you've never done this before, or if your abdominals are a little weak. I want you to feel like you're going to do what's called a curl up. Each vertebrae is going to go one at a time, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up, and use your hands to help. Good. Come on back down. And you're trying to be slouched here. Okay. You're trying to curl each segment. And sometimes you'll feel like a block. Like you'll get to the point where, hey, I feel like my vertebrae aren't sequencing one at a time, and it's okay to focus on that. Perfect. Now, come all the way back down. We're going to add a twisted curl up. Take your left hand out, reach across your body. Good. Come all the way, curl up, and come over here and touch my hand. Give me a 5. Perfect. This is called a twisted curl up. Now we're getting the flexion and rotation, which is so important in the golf swing. And you can obviously do both directions there. There you go. Perfect. Feeling that starting to loosen up.
Yep.
Now, let's go ahead and take the hands back over your head. We got to get the hips warmed up.
Okay.
Take this leg. Let's go underneath your right leg, trying to get this flush on the ground. You really want to try and get that as flat on the ground as possible. Okay. Keeping this foot on the ground, Dave, we're going to warm up the hip and the glute. I want you to lift your butt up off the ground. Perfect. That's difficult, right?
That's hard, yeah.
And come on back down. Try and keep this leg down if you can. Go ahead and lift up. There you go. It's like a bridge. Really activating the glutes, opening up the hip.
I really feel that.
If you want to make this even harder, I'm not saying you have to, you lift this leg off the ground and go ahead and try and bridge.
That's tough.
Okay, perfect. Now, bring this leg across. So that was opening up the front of the hip. Now we're going to open up the back of the hip.
Okay.
Same thing here. Go ahead and bridge for me. Good. This foot stays down. Yep. Really starting to engage that glute again. Let's do one more time. And obviously in all of these exercises, you do both sides. Now, if I want to make this harder, come all the way down. Lift this leg off the ground and go ahead and lift.
Yeah.
Perfect. Really feel that one, right?
Definitely.
Okay, now come back down. We're going to pick it up a notch. We're really going to stretch the twisting muscles here, okay? This foot, you're going to try and step out as far as you can. Good. Get that foot out here. You already feel this little stretch here. Yep. Take this arm, bring it down. Your right arm's down by your side. Turn your head to your left arm. And from here, keep that left arm up a little bit higher. Perfect. You're going to take your left hand and your left foot, push down into the ground. As you push down, you keep your butt on the ground. You'll feel this big stretch going all the way across your body.
It's like a spiral.
That's called the spiral line. It actually starts in the foot, goes around the outside of the leg, goes across the abdominals, across the mid-back, shoulder blades, and through the neck.
So that's like the golf swing. That's like sequencing in the back swing.
That is the golf swing. That's perfect. Okay, go all the way flat on your back, hands over your head. Now we've got to go face down. Roll towards me. Perfect. Good. Now, from here, this position, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the same thing we did from face down. We're going to lift your right leg up.
Okay.
And down, and we're going to go left and down, and we're going to alternate, and the other side, alternate, both sides. Good. Press up for me, Dave. Arms here, and curl up. Really opens up that spine, and now we've got the flexion and we've got the extension warmed up. Okay, you feel that?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, now don't go away. When we come back, we'll get to the next series of your morning workout, which is quadruped. But before this break, watch this week's mailbag.
This week's mailbag comes from Jose. And Greg, Jose asks, if I've got time for one exercise, what is the most effective exercise for golf that I can perform?
Jose, the magic exercise. That's what everybody wants is give me one exercise so I can be done. Well, it's kind of impossible, but if I was going to pick one, it would be the Turkish get-up, an exercise that's been around forever. I got my favorite kettlebell, the pink kettlebell. Go ahead and get down on your side. Grab the kettlebell or dumbbell, pull it up into the support position. Make sure if your hand that's up, your knee is up. From here, we're going to go ahead and do a sit-up. So notice the sit-up gets my core. My arm stays vertical. Keep that kettlebell vertical. From here, I'm going to go all the way to a bridge position. Gets the glute, one of the most important muscles in the golf swing. Now I'm going to bring this leg back, working my core again. I'm going to go into my half kneeling position. A little important to get the glutes and legs and quads. And now stand. And that's the final exercise. It goes from sitting up to half kneeling to standing. Gets everything.
That's a killer exercise. And if you've got a question for us, go to mytpi.com or follow us on Facebook.
Welcome back, Golf Fitness Academy. We're going through your 20-minute morning workout. This is a great program. Just, Dave, go through and wake up all the muscles, even if it's before a round of golf.
Yep.
Okay, so first thing we did is we did all the exercises where you're laying down, working on extension and flexion, two very important maneuvers. Now, we're going to continue, but we're going to pick it up a notch. We're going to do a plank. I want your feet about pelvic width apart. Good, you're going to go forearms first. From that forearm plank, from here, I want your spine nice and straight. A lot of times, you'll see the butt down. Don't want that. I don't want it up in the air. I want nice and flat here. Maybe about 30 seconds, okay? Kind of feel things warming up.
Yep.
Now, once that starts to warm up, we're going to do something called around the world planks. Dave, I want you to take your right arm straight out. Notice it's got the 3 positions on the ground now. Good, that right arm goes down, right leg goes up in the air. And we count maybe about a 3 to 5 second count, other leg. And down and left arm. I like going around the world a couple times, just kind of warming everything up. Now, remember, this game's rotation, so we're going to add some rotation into your plank. Let's do a spiral plank. Go ahead and raise your right arm up in the air. Perfect. Hold that position for a couple seconds, and now from here, Dave, you're going to take this hand, and I want you to try and touch the ground out there. Try and get all the way horizontal. Perfect. Come right back up. Now you're going to take this to your head. Now the elbow is going to try and touch the ground. You'll really feel the core control required for here. And last one, we're going to take this hand above your head, and you're going to try and touch down here. Feel that, Dave? Pretty hard, right?
Yeah, it's tough.
Okay, let's go back down to your plank. Now we're going to spread eagle. We're going to go hands out, feet out. I call these starfish planks. I want you to try and make yourself like a starfish. Holding the starfish, Dave, you're going to try and drift to your right hand. Good. Now you're going to drift to your right leg. Now you're going to drift to your left leg. Now you're going to drift to your left arm. Really feel that, right?
Oh, man.
Okay, now you're going to walk your hands back, get your butt up in the air. Get your feet a little closer together. These are called pike planks. Good. Hold right there. From the pike plank position, you're going to reach underneath here. Perfect. And we're going to go to the other side. Now we're just trying to loosen up that rotational system in the spine. Perfect. Dave, to the push-up position. Down into a push-up. Give me 2 push-ups. 1, 2. Now we're going to go right to quadruped. Hands and knees. Perfect. Get a little break, right?
Yeah.
Now, quadruped. We're going to go back to extension here. Keeping your spine nice and stable. I want you to go ahead and extend this leg straight out. Perfect. Dave's really good at this. A lot of you at home, your back will arch when you extend your leg. Don't do that. Good. Come on back again. Do a couple of those. That's what I like. One more time. Do it good. Now show me a bad one, Dave, just so you can see what we don't want. We don't want any of this. We don't want any collapsing, arching back. Keep yourself stable. Good. Get this leg just one time. You really see this glutes firing. That's what we're looking for. Perfect. Now we're going to go left arm, right leg. Really, again, that rotational component, back and forth, Dave. Warming up that extension pattern. Shoulders and glutes extending here. Really, really getting this loose. Perfect. One more time. Now, back to quadruped, right hand behind your head. I want you to reach that elbow underneath. Good. And then go up to the sky. Again, we're going through that spiral rotation. Go back again. Back and forth a couple times. Stay tall here on these and go ahead and reach underneath. There it is. Good. And up. Again, we'll get both sides. Really loosen up the golf swing. Get the backswing, forward swing. One more time.
Definitely tighter on that side.
Yeah. Now we're going to do one more here, Dave. You're going to go back, sit on one leg, extend your left leg. Good. Extend the left leg. Perfect. Now those hands out here, you're going to spiral these hands around your body and get them to the back of your hands are down here. Really working on posing on that one leg. Good. And bring your hands back up. Feel that?
Yep.
The balance required in the hip. We'll do that one more time. Good. Really feeling that right hip. And we would do that on the other side. Let's try one on the other side just so you can see that. Good. Hands go all the way out, maintaining your balance. Perfect. Now to both knees, Dave. And from both knees, we're going to go up. And we're going to do that 3 times. Down, all the way up. Really working on hip extension. One more time. and come all the way up, and that's the perfect position that we're going to start the next part of the workout. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get to the kneeling and standing position, but before this break, make sure you watch this week's nutritional tip. Welcome back to the Golf Fitness Academy. We're going through a 20-minute morning workout. We're talking about the exercises that you should do when you wake up in the morning, maybe 30 minutes after you wake up, to really wake up your body and get it ready to play golf or just for life. Okay, so first thing we did, Dave, is we warmed up on the ground. We got you into those abdominals in that plank quadruped position, and now we're in the kneeling position. First thing we're going to do is, in that tall kneeling position where you are right now, I want you to work on doing what I call sit backs. You're going to sit back to your heels and come right back up, but I want to make sure that you keep your spine nice and neutral. The tendency here is going to want to be to round over. I want you to stay tall, sit back and forth. You'll feel this hamstrings, quadriceps, all the legs. Good, staying tall as you can, sitting back. We'll do this about 5-6 times.
Yeah, definitely feel the hamstrings firing.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, now we're going to sit back. Hands are out here. Dave, sit back, hands out. And what we're going to do is we're going to reach off to the left, come all the way across. This is called the twisted spine. You'll feel this all along that lat area. Really trying to open up that right side of your body. Come back up out of it. Hands out, reach across to the right. Good. Now we're opening up that left side.
Oh, that's a good one.
One of my favorite exercises. You can feel that.
Great.
Now from that same position, hands up, we're going to go down and forward now.
Okay.
And from here, we're going to do reach. Reach your right hand out as far as you can. Roll your palm to the sky and lift up in the air. Good. Trying to keep your head down. Let's do that a couple times. One of the most important exercises you can do for your shoulder. Gets these muscles underneath your shoulder blade. One of the muscles that kind of goes to sleep on a lot of us with bad posture. It's called the lower trap. This really helps wake it up. Let's get this side. Reach, roll, get that palm to the sky. Good, and down. You can feel that, right?
I can. It's harder on my left. It seems everything's a little harder on the left.
You might notice that. You might notice one part of your body is a little tighter than the other, and focus on that. Maybe double the amount of reps on that side. Okay, so we got to reach all this. Now, perfect. From Dave, we're going to come back up into our kneeling position. Now we got to go to what's called half kneeling. Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to imagine that there's a beam. You're on a balance beam with your left leg. You're going to take your right leg and you're going to put it right on that balance beam and try and not lose your balance.
Got it.
Good. What you're going to want to do is you're going to step that foot out here. I want to make sure it's a narrow base. We're going to do that 3 times.
Okay.
Good. Stay tall. Perfect. You're going to want to try and flex your spine when you do this. Good. Make sure that foot comes all the way across. I'm really going to challenge you here, Dave. Good. Perfect. One more time. Good. I got to see the other side. You might want to try and check and test to see if one side's better than the other.
Oh, that's funny. This side's better than the other.
You like that right side?
Yeah.
You're challenging. You're working on that right knee down, the right hip. Okay, let's go left side. Let's put the left knee down, put the right foot forward. Okay, now from this position, great position, we can actually start to work your hip flexor. We're going to do one here real quick and then we'll switch. I want you to keep your back nice and straight, and I want you to lunge forward, and you'll feel this in your left hip flexor.
Oh, yeah, it's good stretch right up in here.
Come on back, switch legs for me so the camera can get a good view of this. Good. And keeping your back nice and flat, lunge forward. You should feel this right across that hip flexor.
All the way up the front here.
Now, if you really want to exaggerate that hip flexor, go all the way into it. Take your hands up in the air, and I want you to lunge towards me. Good. Now you'll feel it opening up the entire hip flexor area. You feel that?
Again, great for your backswing, this.
That's great for your, the whole golf swing. Okay, now, since we're in this position, let's bring this foot back a little bit, and we're going to warm up the calf. Putting some weight on the leg, all the way forward, trying to keep your heel on the ground. Very important, your heel stays on the ground. Get your knee out over your toe. Very, very important. This ankle range of motion, ankle mobility, it's called dorsiflexion here. So important for maintaining posture in the golf swing.
I know, it's amazing. Just one little muscle there in your calf and how it can actually cause you to jump up in your golf swing.
Get the other side for us. I think this is really, really important one to focus on. Good. Make sure you try and keep your thigh straight over your toe. Don't let your butt go that way and your knee go in. Yeah, none of that
way. Twist.
Yeah, perfect.
Got it.
Okay, now we're going to come back into this tall kneeling position. I just want to do a couple out here. Take your hands out here. Perfect. And we're going to do a couple rotations. Just twist. It's kind of the easy way to warm up twisting.
It's a good way to feel where you're tight, too. I mean, when I do this, again, left side feels tight.
Let's go this way. Hands behind your head. Same thing. Perfect. Just waking up the spine. And now, Dave, hands staying here. Let's go to half kneeling. Bring your right leg or left leg up. Perfect. Stay tall. Let's go. Stay tall. Now twist. Good. And hands out. Twist. Good. Back and forth a couple times. Both directions.
Change legs.
Yep. And last thing we're going to do, Dave, is we're going to watch me. We're going to put our hands. We're going to sit. Come on back down. Sit. We're going to go half kneeling.
Okay.
And then we're going to stand.
Half kneeling.
And we're going to stand. And guess what?
Back down.
No, you can stay right here. We're ready to finish our workout standing.
All right, cool.
All right, don't go away. When we come back, we'll finish the 20-minute morning workout. But before the break, check out this week's Power Tip.
Hi, this is Robert Yang, strength coach, and this is your Power Tip of the week. I like the power snatch exercise because it's a great exercise to increase power and speed with my golfers. Now, when performing this exercise, make sure that you have good postural alignment. So from the beginning here, you want to pick up the bar, and as you drop down, you want to make sure you maintain that lumbar spine and extension in your thoracic spine. From that point, you're going to simply perform a vertical jump. So I'll demonstrate. And if you notice, the bar is directly above my center of mass. So the bar should not be in front or too far behind. That can become a problem with your shoulders. Other alternatives will be using a dumbbell or 2 dumbbells doing this power snatch exercise.
Welcome back to the Golf Fitness Academy. We're right at the end of your 20-minute morning workout. So,
That's
Dave,
right.
we kind of warmed everything up on the ground first.
Yep.
Got some flexion extension going. Then we got your core engaged in the quadruped position and the plank position. Warmed up the hips and shoulders in the kneeling. Now we're, hey, how you play golf?
We're
Stand.
standing.
Let's go ahead and get into this. The first thing I like to work on when you're standing is the hip hinge.
Okay.
So important for golf is to be able to hinge from your
It
hips.
really is. You got to be able to hinge from your hips to get in a good athletic posture and to take the pressure off your lower back.
And so many people use their spine or bend their knees too much in their golf swing. Okay, so here's how we're going to do it. Dave, go ahead and get about shoulder width apart with your feet.
Got it.
And from here, I want you to squat down.
Yep.
Try and squat down as far as you can and take your hands, put them underneath your feet. If you can't get them there, just grab your ankles. Okay, now from here, I want you to try and lift your butt up in the air. And we're going to do this about 5 to 10 times. If you can't get your knees straight, well, then just go as far as you can. Keep going. We'll knock out a couple reps here.
Might feel some knees cracking like mine.
That's all right. A little oil in the knees never hurts. Good. I'm just trying to stretch the back of your legs. It's basically how you learned how to do a toe touch in the first place from
It's
the
a
ground
great
up.
stretch for the back
Good.
of the leg.
Now, once you've warmed that up, go ahead and take your hands above your head, feet a little closer together now. And now we're going to go ahead and do some toe touches.
Got it.
I like to knock out 5 to 10 of these as well. Just really working on that hip hinge again.
It's actually a lot easier after doing
Makes
that
it
first
easier
exercise.
for the first one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll knock out 5 or 6 of those.
Yep.
Perfect. Once those are loosened up, we've got to get to the glute.
Yep, the
glute
king.
is the king of the golf swing.
Yep.
It's for power, stability. The way I like to do that, put your hands together, okay, from here, feet about shoulder width apart, feet a little flared out. They don't have to be perfectly straight. We're going to do what are called speed squats.
Got it.
We're going to go ahead and do a squat, and we're going to do it with some speed. Right, we go back up and down a couple times, maybe about 10 times, Dave. We'll knock out those speed squats. Important to make sure the knees are tracking over the toes, make sure they're not diving in, and put a little pace in this. Gets the glutes warmed up,
Gets the
your
heart rate going.
cardiovascular warmed up. Perfect, that's called a speed squat. Okay, now, squats is a great way to get your glutes. The lunge is a great way to get your glutes.
Yep.
So we're going to keep the king alive by doing some lunges. I want you, real important, we're going to open up this left side.
Okay.
You're going to keep your left foot on the ground,
Yep.
and you're going to lunge straight out. Okay? These are called triplane lunges. You're going to lunge straight out, arms out, and from here, you're going to rotate. Again, golf swing's rotary.
Yep.
We're going to get that stable platform on the bottom, rotate the upper body. A lot of times,
Really feel the torque between your hips and your turn as well.
and this is so important to develop in a golf swing. Good. Now you're going to come back.
Yep.
Now, keeping that left foot doesn't change. Right foot's going to step straight out. Perfect. And we're going to rotate. Notice the left foot hasn't changed, so the left hip is opening up. It's externally rotating. He's still working on spine rotation. You can feel that in your hip, right?
You can really feel it in the hip
Okay,
there.
come on back. Don't move your foot.
Yep.
Now you're going to try and step back behind you. So 3 planes, forward, side. Good, good save. Hands out.
Yep.
And from here, we're going to rotate. The ultimate in opening up that hip joint here. Now you can feel that stretch all the way up what we call the spiral line.
Yep.
Perfect. Come on back.
Really
okay,
good.
now glutes, hips loosened up. Let's go ahead and warm up the ankle again.
Okay.
We stretched it earlier. Let's go ahead and take 1 foot up on the bench. You're going to stand on one leg. If you have a hard time bouncing on one leg, you can use a broom or a mop or something to bounce you.
Golf club.
And we're going to do some heel raises.
There you go.
Yeah, we're going to go up and down, maybe about 10 times, maybe 20 times.
Do you suggest using shoes, or can you just do this in your barefoot?
You know what? I like either. Do them both. Okay, if you just warm up out of bed, no shoes. Now you're going to hold that heel off the ground for about 10 to 20 seconds again.
You feel that burning in your
You can
calf.
feel burning the calf, waking up the calf. And now, Dave, one of my favorite exercises.
Okay.
We're going to do something called the deadlift. Okay.
All right,
I want you to let's do left leg again. Grab onto your right leg.
Yep.
Now from here again, if you have a hard time bouncing, get next to a wall or something where you don't fall over. And from here, you're going to bend this left leg, come down, and you're going to try and touch. And from here, we're going to try and straighten out that left leg. You're really going to feel your hamstring here. You're going to feel your hip. And if you feel like you're going to lose balance, go ahead and grab onto the couch or bench next to you and you can work it. With time, that'll get easier, and you won't have to hold. That's hard, right?
That's hard.
Okay, last thing, it's golf. Down in your golf posture.
Okay.
Hands out. We're going to do something called the windmill. Hands out and just start rotating. This puts it all together. Seams everything together, gets the whole diagonal pattern. And Dave, you feel like you're ready to play golf?
I think I'm ready to go.
Okay, come on up. So that's 20 minutes. It's amazing what a regular workout program will do. Just 20 minutes a day. It'll change your golf game. It'll change your life.
These are awesome exercises, Greg. And for more information on what you've seen here on today's show, or to find yourself a TPI certified expert to help you through these exercises, go to mytpi.com, and we'll see you next time on the Golf Fitness Academy.